Hey you guys, it's Jessica. My username is JessiCakes. Today is Saturday, December 8th, 2018, and I am here to do my week 16 post-op lap band to sleeve conversion surgery video. So it's been 4 months tomorrow since I had the surgery. But I don't really do monthly updates, so I'm just going to talk about my week instead. But yeah, this week has been kind of rough. I am sick, if you couldn't tell already. But I think last week I told you guys I went out with my girlfriends from work on Saturday, and then on Sunday I came home and I was so sore from I think just from walking around in those high-heeled boots and getting home so late and dancing a little bit. So I was just sore and tired, and I wasn't really sick at that point, but I did have later on that day on Sunday, I did have some light spotting and some cramping, and like really, really light. So if you guys have never been pregnant, or that's never happened to you, or you're a dude, it's scary. That never happened to me with my first pregnancy, so I didn't really know what was going on. And so I told my OB, and she's like, oh, it doesn't sound really like anything to worry about, but you do need to take it easy and you need to rest and don't go to the gym for at least a week. And I'm like, oh man, like I was in such a good routine with that, and I was kind of bummed and not feeling great. So then on Monday, I had already taken that day off because I went, my husband and I went into the city to do my 20-week ultrasound, which is this big ultrasound where they look at the anatomy of the baby. And I just took the day off of work just so we could go together, because he doesn't get home from work. He gets home from work at like 1, and then I usually go to work. So I wanted to go with him. So I took that day off of work and we went, and that was nice because I don't know if I said this before, but I was almost feeling too good with my pregnancy. Like I had no symptoms, no pregnancy symptoms at all. And like I do look like I'm pregnant. I have a bump, but that kind of showed up early on. And then, but it's kind of stayed the same. It hasn't really grown, week by week. And, I don't feel her move really yet. So it's just, I was kind of in this like weird in-between stage where I'm like, am I even pregnant? Like, is anything going on down there? And I just had a little bit of anxiety with that. And, so it was nice to see, the baby. And the anatomy scan is so cool because they can see 4 chambers of the heart. They can see the 2 sides of the brain. They saw her kidneys and her stomach and her diaphragm and all 10 fingers, all 10 toes. Like, it's amazing what they can see in this, just through the ultrasound. And right now she's 10 ounces. Like, that's less than a pound. Like, way less than a pound. And she already has all of that stuff going on. Excuse me. So it's awesome. It's awesome to see, and it does give me a little peace of mind with that. And they also checked my cervix when I was there, and that looked fine. So presumably that's what was causing just a little bit of blood. So, and it's fine. So, I should be good to go, but I did end up getting sick as well this week. So I haven't been to the gym at all. this week. Tuesday, I called out sick to work because I still was bleeding a little bit, and the doctor did say to take it easy. And at work, I'm like picking up kids, and then I teach at water aerobics, and I don't really consider that taking it easy. So I did call out to sick that day because of that. And then Wednesday, I went to my doctor's appointment with my surgeon, and I'll talk to you guys about that because that was crazy. And then Wednesday I did go to work, but then that night is when I started feeling really, really sick. And it's Sunday now, and it's Saturday, and I'm still sick. So, but yeah, I called out sick Thursday and Friday too. So I only went to work one day this week. Excuse me. So yeah, Wednesday I went to my 4-month post-op appointment with my surgeon. I've only seen him once since my surgery / finding out I was pregnant. So, and that, it really wasn't, everything was brand new, and he basically was like, everything's gonna be fine, don't worry about anything. Like, he didn't really give me a whole lot of information, but he reassured me that everything was fine. Never did he apologize for what had happened or even really acknowledge it. All he did was say, congratulations, you're pregnant. I'm like, okay. So, but anyway, I saw him, and so I weighed in. He came in the office, and he was like, oh, hi, how are you? And blah, blah, blah. And he was like looking at my weight, and he's like, oh, you really haven't lost that much. And I was like, well, I lost like 24 pounds. And he's like, no, you lost less than that. And I was like, oh, well, I'm 189, and your scale said I was 194. And he was like, and then he goes, let's be honest, Jessica. And like, as soon as someone says that to me, it's insinuating that I'm lying, or that's how I take it, at least. And I become defensive, and I don't like it. And I hate when people do that, because I'm like, you don't know my truth. Like, I don't even know you. And why would I feel the need to lie and say that I was 189 when I weighed in this morning? and like, I ate breakfast, I ate lunch, I just drank a bunch of water, I have all my clothes on. Of course I'm going to be 194, but that doesn't mean I didn't, that's not what I weighed. And so I was just already like annoyed with him, and he's like, you have this tool, you should be using it. And like, he never like really acknowledged, like, obviously my case is different. I'm not going to be able to lose as much as someone who is 4 months post-op without all of this stuff. So I was just kind of annoyed with him. And then multiple times he did this. He kind of like looked at my body and like pointed to like my general like hip area, and he goes, you obviously have enough fat that your fat stores are going to feed the baby. You don't need extra food. And I'm like, are you like, the first time he said it, I was like, okay, he's saying I have fat stores, which I do. And then like the second and third time he said it, I was just like, why is this dude calling me fat and saying that I don't need extra food? Like, obviously I know I don't need extra food, but I'm pregnant and I'm hungry, and like, it just was so annoying to me. And it was rude. It was like just plain rude. And so then I'm like, okay. And he's like, what do you eat? And I was like, I do like 3 meals a day, and then I'll have a snack, or like one snack or 2 snacks. He's like, you don't need snacks. You don't need extra food. And I'm like, okay, well, try to tell that to me when I'm hungry at work and I need sustenance to like get through the day. Like, I don't like I don't want to put myself in a position where I'm not doing my job correctly or I'm angry all the time, hangry. Like, and so if a handful, like, if 10 walnuts is gonna help me, I don't like, I just don't know how he can tell me that I'm not hungry. Then he goes, "You're not actually hungry, Jessica. You're just thirsty." I'm like, okay. Like, I get it. Like, he's doing his, like, surgeon thing that he tells all of his patients. But, like, and I don't think I'm that much different, but it is a different situation. Like, try to tell any other pregnant woman that she's not actually hungry and that she's thirsty and see what happens, because it's not going to be pretty. And so I'm just like, this is getting annoying. And he basically told me, you don't need to eat any extra food. Pregnant women make excuses and they're not actually as hungry as they say they are. I need to just drink water and that I'm fat, basically, and that I need to stop eating. And I'm just like, this is so not helpful at all. And I told him, I was just like, I'm not gonna, I said, like, oh, and then he said, you chose to have this surgery. Why aren't you using it? And then I just was like, I did not choose to have this surgery while pregnant. If you had done your job and looked at the test and found out I was pregnant, none of this would be happening. Like, none of this situation would be happening right now. I would have waited. I would have had a normal, healthy pregnancy and would have had this surgery in a year from now. Like, so don't tell me, like, you chose to have this surgery, like, get on me and, like, lecture me about this, when it's like, do I need to keep reminding you what happened? Because obviously he doesn't think that anything he didn't have any play in this situation at all, when he actually did, and he's, like, not even acknowledging it at all. And so I'm just like, you know what, I was like, so when am I gonna see you again? And he's like, oh, I don't know, next time bring the baby. And I'm like, yeah, like, I don't think I need to see you anymore. I'll see my OB and my nutritionist that knows about pregnancy and nutrition because he doesn't know anything about that. He's a surgeon. He did my surgery and he did a great job with that, except for not doing what he was supposed to do and checking the test. But anyway, I was just so annoyed with all of it. And I'm just like, I just paid a $50 copay to sit here and let him tell me I'm fat and that the baby's gonna eat all of my fat and I don't need to eat anything. Like, how helpful is that? It just drives me nuts. It just drives me crazy. But yeah, so that was my week. As far as stats go, I stayed the same this week. Whoa, the lighting's getting really weird in here. I stayed the same this week. I think next week I might have a loss because I haven't really been eating that much because I've been sick, but we'll see. But yeah, hopefully I'll start feeling better and then getting back to the gym and seeing how I feel with that. So I hope everyone had a great week, and I will talk to you all later.